We've all heard it. I love the home, but those HOA fees. Well, what if I told you we took this beautiful Lake Las Vegas condo with 3 HOAs, a slow market, and hesitant buyers, and turned it into a done deal with both happy buyers and sellers? I'm going to show you how we repositioned this listing to stand out, even with the high HOA fees, and got it sold with a strategy that made both parties smile. Would a high HOA fee stop you from buying a property you liked? Or could a creative incentive change your mind? Put your comments below. This condo was in Strata Principal, one of the luxury condos in Lake Las Vegas. It was beautiful. It had views and it was highly upgraded. The market was feeling a little bit slower, so when I met with the seller, we really discussed price and how to make sure that the home sold quickly. This seller was moving out of the country. They literally wanted to be listed and sold within a month. Because of that, we decided to price right under $400,000, which was pricing very well within the market, really to position the home to sell quickly. Even at that price point, the buyers were a little hesitant. And it wasn't because of the unit itself. It really came down to the HOA fees on the property. First, there's the Master Lake Las Vegas HOA, and that includes the areas like the walking trails, and of course the maintenance of the lake and all the common areas within the Master Association. Then this condo had a second HOA, which was the Strata Principal Homeowners Association, because the community's gated and it has single-family residents and the condo association. Finally, this home had a third HOA, which was the Condo Association HOA. Those fees included the building and the maintenance of the building, including areas like the elevator, but it also included some of the things like the utilities and even the cable bill. So there was a lot included with that HOA. All 3 HOAs came to over $800 a month, so it did scare some buyers. We had several showings on the condo, and I followed up with the agents on all the showings to give feedback. Some of the feedback came back, wait, how much are the HOAs? How many HOAs are there? What are the monthly association fees with the home? So the buyers were liking the property, but the feedback was coming back that the buyers were concerned about the HOA fees. And that is common with some of the condo associations in Lake Las Vegas. The area is beautiful and it really has an amazing lifestyle, but the HOA fees are somewhat expensive. So we needed to shift the focus. I had a conversation with my sellers and talked about some of the feedback we were receiving and some thoughts to really overcome that feedback. My rule of thumb is if we're priced right, we should be getting 1 to 2 showings a week. If you're not getting showings at all, then it's clearly not about how the home shows, because you're not even getting the showings. So in that instance, it could be that you're overpriced, look at price, or just what we're seeing in the market in general. If you're getting showings but no offers, which was the case with this condo, we were getting showings. We had about 3 showings in a pretty short period of time. So if you're getting showings but no offers, then the feedback's really important. Is there something that the buyers are nervous about? And that's exactly what happened here. The feedback showed me that the buyers were concerned with the HOA fees. So here's what we came up with. Make the condo irresistible. One of the things I discussed with my seller is list the home furnished. They were moving out of the country. They literally didn't even want their furniture. And when I had met with them initially, we discussed selling it furnished, but they had said, well, let's make it negotiable. Not necessarily included, but we'll make it negotiable. Now that we'd been on the market a little while, we decided to include it. Really just say it's included in the sell. Then we decided to include 1 full year of HOA fees paid by the seller up front through close of escrow. That way the buyer literally could move into the condo and not even have to pay any HOA fees for over a year. It kind of took that pressure off, and I've done that before in other condo listings. Do know that the HOA fees a full year through escrow. So now we knew that we were going to a seller. They did have bursts and were easily able to transfer on to further market the property. So we turned some of the cons with the condo into big pros. Easy living, maintenance-free lifestyle, enjoying the use of all the amenities like the sports club and that the condo has to offer without some of the high costs, at least for a while. Lake Las Vegas is fantastic, and in one of my previous videos, I really talked about the lifestyle at Lake Las Vegas. It feels like you're in a resort, like you're on vacation, and it doesn't even really feel like you're in Las Vegas because Lake Las Vegas just has such a unique feel. Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Leslie Carver, your expert guide in all things real estate, especially if you're eyeing Henderson. I'm here to share tips, insights, and all the latest market updates to help you navigate the real estate market in Las Vegas and Henderson. Please remember to hit like, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Let's jump back into it. So here's how we marketed the property. I reached out to the previous agents who had shown the home. I let them know about the new things that we were offering, such as the year HOA fees and that it's now included in the furniture. I also talked about what the HOA truly included, like the utilities and the cable. So the buyers, even with some of those fees, really were getting a lot with the amenities. So what were the results? Well, immediately thereafter, we were able to get an offer. Not only were we able to get an offer, but it was a 2-week close of escrow at list price, and they allowed the seller to remain in possession of the home, basically rent back for another week, really giving my clients their perfect time frame. It truly was a win-win. My sellers were thrilled, and the buyers were amazingly happy as well. The right buyer isn't always about lowering the price. They're really looking for value they can feel. If you were to choose between two similar condos, one that was offering the sports club membership and a year of HOA fees and fully furnished versus another one that maybe was a little bit lower list price but didn't include any of those, which would you consider the better value? Would the HOA fees and membership sway your decision, or would you still prefer the lower price? Place your comments below. I'd love to hear them. One thing that I've learned 29 years being in the business is you don't always have to reduce the list price. Sometimes it's about adding value in other ways or listening to the feedback and making changes addressing some of the concerns. There are numerous times where I help my seller make adjustments depending on the feedback we receive from their home. I had one where it was a 2-bedroom condo and we kept getting a lot of showings but no offers. The feedback kept coming back that the secondary bedroom was really small and that the buyers just weren't liking it. I had a talk with my clients. They were a young family and they had a baby and they had painted that second bedroom really dark blue. It was an ocean theme for their baby. So we had a conversation, decided to have that room painted white, move some of the furniture out, and see if that made a difference. Well, sure enough, the very next showing, we got an offer accepted. It did make a difference. I've had a client where we were getting a lot of showings on that home, and it was a pretty expensive home, and he had some pretty expensive artwork in the property. I kept getting some feedback, and it wasn't anything real specific, but there were some things where I got some comments like, oh, hey, my buyers really love the artwork in the home. Who's the artist? Or, oh, my buyers called that the art home. They loved all that artwork. And I started realizing, whoa, I actually think the artwork is a distraction. The buyers are focusing more on his personal property. Buying's emotional. They need to connect with the home, and they weren't in this situation. So I had a conversation with my client. We decided to have him move out some of the artwork, some of his personal property, and really kind of downsize some of that. Sure enough, not long after that, we got an accepted offer. So it really is kind of seeing and thinking outside the box depending on the activity you receive for your home. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can include furniture. You can offer a buy down towards buying some of the interest rate down, or make adjustments depending on the feedback you receive for your property. High HOA fees don't necessarily have to be a deal breaker. You can do like we did and include some in the closing costs, or possibly really talk to the buyer about what is included in that HOA fee. Like the utilities, with a look at the big picture, sometimes a con can really be a plus. When buyers understand that, it can shift the conversation. Suddenly it's not about the monthly payment, it's about the security and the lifestyle that comes with that type of living. I also find that if a home is truly turnkey, it can make a difference in selling faster and for more. If the home shows well, it shows clean, and maybe even a little bit of remodeling or updating, it really can make a difference. Many buyers don't want to take on a project, and even if they see the home seems a little dirty dirty, then they may wonder what else is wrong with the property. Why hasn't it been maintained? So for buyers, my advice is look at the whole package. If you see a home that has high HOA fees, really take into consideration what is included in those fees. For my sellers, my advice is don't be afraid to think outside the box. Sometimes it's not about lowering the price. It's about reframing the value, making changes to how the home shows, or even offering some kind of bonus or incentive. Be reactive to the feedback you receive on your home. If you're getting a lot of showings, find out why buyers aren't writing offers. And think outside the box and figure out how you can overcome those objections. In this case, the condo went from overlooked to irresistible. Every property has a perfect buyer. I've sold the worst home with mold that was an as-is bank foreclosure to the nicest luxury home. It really is about figuring out what brings value to that property. Sometimes it's price, and sometimes it's much more, like the lifestyle and other amenities of the property. You just need to find the right strategy to bring the buyer through your door. Are you looking for more real estate videos about Las Vegas and Henderson? Please check out one of my other videos popping up on your screen. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.